Hi viewers, this is Anchal Puri on Spotify with Taza Talks. Today we are welcoming our esteemed guest, a resilience coach and transformation guide who turns endurance into empowerment. From triathlons to Everest Base Camp, she now helps individuals break free from burnout, inner strength, and create healthier, stronger relationships. So meet Sujata Rangraj जी हमारे स्टूडियो में आ चुकी हैं एंड वेलकम मैम.
Hello, Anshul.
How are
Thank
you,
you.
ma'am?
I'm good, Anshul. Thank you so much. Thank you for welcoming me.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much, ma'am.
yeah.
Thank you. So tell us something about yourself.
Anshul, first I want to introduce me as I'm a sports person. Okay, and I am into a lot of sports. That passion has encouraged me to go in for the life coaching. So now I am a life coach for fitness, lifestyle, and also a relationship coach. Yeah, and also I am a mother of two. um, yeah, I have my daughters are grown up. My older daughter is a architect. The younger daughter is a lawyer. So this is, and my husband is a banker. So this is about me. Yeah, I'm into a lot of sports. I'm a cyclist. I'm a long distance cyclist. I'm a trekker. I've been to Everest Base Camp recently. I'm a runner. I'm a swimmer. I play badminton. I practice yoga. Then I'm into strength training. Yeah, this is about me.
Great, great, ma'am. So you have done a
Yeah.
lot. Yeah. So, ma'am, you work with people aged 20 to 50. Why do you think this group slowly disconnects from sports and physically activities despite knowing its importance?
Anshul, I feel this age group disconnects from physical activity not because they don't care, but they prioritize their work. Since they have just begun their career, they feel uh, they devote their time, for their work, whatever they're growing into, and and keeping fitness and they keep the fitness at the back seat, and then they slowly they get married, they get kids, their financial, their
Hmm.
family responsibility growing, their kids growing, and their kids exams, everything, and they keep everything, the fitness always goes into the back seat. And then they keep inviting the uninvited guest into the front seat, sitting with you. That is pressure, anger, anxiety, the weight gain, everything keeps coming, and they're sitting in the front seat and the fitness is going behind. So this is so you have to prioritize yourself for fitness first. It's like how you fuel your car just for running. The same way you'll have to give some time for fitness. So you cannot put it at the back seat thinking that one day it will come, let
Hmm.
me do it later.
Hmm.
So you need some energy, right? So like how you put the petrol and then it keeps going, and how you maintain it so that it keeps moving smoothly, the same way our body also moves the same way. Like you keep giving even 5 minutes, 10 minutes, not saying like 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever. Just give 5 minutes also for some stretch, some movement. That small consistency will put you into a great shape. So this is not lack of awareness, it is just the time, you know
Yeah,
they're prioritizing how they wanted it actually in their life.
exactly. So, as a triathlete and Everest Base Camp trekker, how has your personal journey reshaped your understanding of resilience beyond just physical strength?
Okay, so training for any race or trekking or Everest base camp, children excelling in exams or professionals climbing up the ladder, it definitely requires stamina. But I feel the real test is what happens in your mind. Your body can be trained, but your mind keeps negotiating with you.
Hmm.
I call it the monkey mind because it always looks for comfort. Its nature is to protect you from untoward situations or anything which is hard. Like for example, on Sundays I train for the hill, for cycling. So for cycling I train on the hills. Okay, so my monkey mind is wide awake at that time, and it tells me, why do you want to climb today? It's a Sunday, why don't you sleep? Why don't you take rest?
Mm.
Even if you want to, but even if you want to cycle, go on a flat road. Why do you want to exert yourself? Right? So, but resilience is learning how to quiet that voice and still do what you have scheduled to.
Mm.
Okay, so it's not about feeling motivated every single day, it's all about building self trust. So, when I say I'm going to train, I show up. That has changed my understanding of resilience.
Okay.
It's not just about physical strength, it's mental strength, discipline, and the ability to choose your commitment over your comfort.
Definitely, mindset has to be there, otherwise, you can't do anything.
Yes, yes. Otherwise, it's very difficult to do anything, even a small thing, because the monkey mind will always let you make you to sleep, you know, be lazy, eat whatever you want, just what. So, if you want to shape yourself, if you want to do what you want to do, you'll have to trust the voice of what the inner voice is saying.
Right. So, what are the most common limiting beliefs you see in high performing individuals, and how do they unknowingly sabotage their own growth?
I feel many high performing individuals believe that everything should always be under control. They feel they have to be productive all the time and do everything perfectly. On the outside, they may look very successful, but inside, they are often carrying pressure, compassion, and fear of failure. I see this with many women who are only giving, who are only in the giving mode. Home, children, in laws, family responsibility, they're always on giving, giving, giving.
Hmm.
But when it comes to their own health, fitness, or inner growth, they suddenly feel guilty.
Hmm.
They say, I don't get time, and I don't get. But honestly, everybody has 24 hours, right? Everybody has 24 hours. We should know how to steal the time.
Yes.
For example, my kids were small. I used to get up early morning because I know that when it comes when I get up at the same time when my kids are awake, I will not be able to do anything and do justice to my own self. So I used to get up early. I stole the time that time. And then I started doing like whatever I want to do, like whatever, however the time permits, I used to do like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, but I kept the consistency. So that is what is giving me a result now. The consistency what I was doing. So you have to take out time for yourself.
Hmm. Right.
So that only when we learn how to prioritize ourselves, we gain our confidence, energy, and growth.
Right. So, ma'am, many people struggle with consistency. Do you think it is a discipline problem or deeper mindset issue?
I feel consistency is not a discipline problem. Definitely, it's a deeper mindset issue. So I always give an example, a simple example, like a kitchen example. Okay, if the
Sure.
kitchen is dirty and cluttered,
Mm-hmm.
you may feel irritated to even enter it, right? Like if it is the kitchen, like you are very hungry, you wanted to cook something, you are a best cook, but the kitchen is like entering itself, like the floor on the floor, water is spilled, the oil is spilled, the kitchen, the sink is full of unwashed utensils, the platforms are all filled up. How do you feel it? Though you are capable of cooking something great and you can eat something, you don't even feel like entering into the kitchen, right?
Yes.
The same way, the kitchen, you feel irritated and enter to it, you keep postpone it because it looks like too much. But if you just start cleaning slowly, the kitchen starts becoming better. Once it looks better, you feel like maintaining, right? Say a student preparing for the exam, anything, even just for small portions, if he takes a small portion and if he keeps revising every day, he can finish his portion easily. But if he keeps postponing it even like a week, 2 day, like he says today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, then the year comes and he will not be able to do anything. So anywhere, whatever you want to achieve, the mindset is the main thing.
Even then, you only feel cooking. Otherwise, right, you are
Yeah,
absolutely
the
right.
thought itself becomes heavy. If you keep postponing it, the thought itself becomes so instead of starting there, you start avoiding it.
Yeah.
So I say that you start small, do whatever is possible, and slowly the mind begins to cooperate. The example, like when your emotions are down, or you feel not at all good. So when I ask you to laugh, will you? You will not, right? You will not. But what if I say that start pretending? Don't laugh. Start pretending to laugh. You'll start with something, then suddenly, you'll not even realize it's a real laugh. You're laughing. The same way. You'll not the pretend laugh will change to the real laugh.
Hmm.
Right? The same way, start something small. Don't think at the big. Don't think for the result. You start today.
Right.
Then you'll, yeah. So
Absolutely.
don't look at the perfection, just show up. That's it. Discipline becomes easier when the mindset is clear.
Absolutely right, you are. So, in your experience, how does inner transformation directly reflect in someone's outer confidence and energy?
Inner transformation is the foundation of any change you want to create in life. If the foundation is strong, the pillars become stronger. Whether someone wants to lose weight, improve fitness, perform better at work, or feel more confident, the real change has to begin from within. For example, many people want to lose weight. Example say, so they start looking for shortcuts. They'll watch YouTube videos, and sometimes they go to the gym or join a crash course, a weight loss program, do anything shortcuts, and they fall back because of the old habits. If they then they join the anything that built is built on shortcuts will not last for long.
Yes, of course.
But if you start clearing your inner clutter, internal clutter, outer transformation happens naturally, right? Say, if the house is deep cleaned, how fresh you'll feel when you enter the house. You'll feel fresh, right? Because everything is removed, the cobwebs are removed, the furnitures are kept in place. The same way, then when you come enter it the inside house only, you'll feel good vibes
Hmm.
entering, like, okay, oh, it's so fresh, the house is so fresh. The same way, we have so many clutters in our mind, like stress is pulling you, anxiety is pulling you, depression is pulling you. So if you start removing one by one, plucking it and throwing it, you'll feel freshness, and outside people can see you. From inside you will feel that it is being cleared, and from outside everybody can see you, it is being cleared. There is something in you.
Absolutely right, ma'am. What mindset shift is essential for someone who wants to achieve in sports but feels it's too late to start?
uh, the essential mind shift is mindset rewiring, to start to stop seeing age as a limitation and start training the mind to choose growth over comfort. See, the mind job is to protect us. Whenever we try something challenging, whether it is sports, career, education, or personal growth, the mind naturally creates resistance. It will say, what if you fail? You are too old for this. Okay, so it keeps telling you something other, something other. If you listen to that, you will not be able to do. See, now I'm 53 years old. I cycle. I just don't cycle. I just don't just go cycle and come. I train for the races. I go for races, so I have to train for it. So there should be some discipline in that. So I just don't just go for races. I aim to get podium, stand on the podium.
Hmm.
Okay, so it is like how we train our mind. Okay, learn to gently quiet that voice and do what is required. See, I'll tell you, sports may be a six-letter word, but it
Yes.
comes with a big hamper of gifts.
Yes. Of course.
Okay, so like consistency. You'll eat right, you'll sleep right, you'll have a good energy, positive vibes, the capacity to do things faster, do things better in your everyday life. So the real shift is, do not wait for the mind to feel ready to feel ready. Rewire it through action. Okay, it's just a chota, like they say that chota pocket,
छोटा
you know
पैकेट
s-
बड़ा धमाका.
yeah, so it is small thing, just the sports, that's it. And you get so many things and you are so fresh, energetic all day. So why not? When you're getting such good gifts, why not take it? Why not accept it?
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely right. So you blend movement, mindset, and self-trust. How do these three pillars practically work together in everyday life?
Movement, mindset, and self-trust all work together beautifully because they support each other. The movement, uh, movement helps you create energy. Okay, alertness, joy, and discipline. When you move your body, even through a walk, small walk, your energy shifts. Right. So
Right.
you'll be joyful, you'll be happy because there is some movement in you. Mindset helps you clear your internal clutter. Okay, like just like the body, if you have some knots in your body,
Hmm.
through your massage you release it, right? The
Yes.
same way, um, even in our mind there are so many things like anger, guilt, overthinking. If you keep removing that, compassion, old failure, limiting beliefs, all this, if you keep removing it, then that will also be cleared. And self doubt, when you work on your mindset, you slowly release those feelings, those. Trust is built when you keep small promises to yourself. Every time you say I will do this, and you actually do this. When you say I will do this, you have to show up and you have to do.
Right.
Okay, so then your confidence will grow. Together, movement gives energy, mindset gives clarity, and self trust gives the strength to keep going. Yeah.
So how do you define achievement in sports? Does it have to be medals or milestones, or can it be something more possible, personal?
Um, Achievement in sports is not only about medals and milestones. Of course, medals are important, but because they show your hard work, discipline, and dedication. But the real achievement is also in how you train your mind during the process. See, for me, achievement in sports means learning to leave behind limiting beliefs,
Hmm.
procrastinations, stress, pressure, and self doubt. It means trusting yourself, getting clarity, and showing up even the mind wants to give excuses. Winning
Yes.
a medal outside is beautiful, but winning the medal is equally powerful. Okay, when you become mentally stronger, more disciplined, more focused, and more confident through sports, that itself is a big achievement.
Right, ma'am. So if someone feels stuck between ambition and self-doubt, what is the first step you recommend to regain clarity and momentum?
The first step is to pause and listen to your inner voice. When someone is stuck in between ambition and self doubt, they usually don't lack dreams, they lack clarity. Okay, the mind becomes crowded with fear, compassion, overthinking, and what if questions. So, before taking big action, Always recommend coming back to yourself and asking, what do I really want? And what is stopping me?
Yes.
Once you identify the fear, it becomes easier to handle it. Right? Most of the time, self doubt grows when we keep everything inside the mind, but when we write it down, speak it out, or break it into small steps, it loses power. So, the first step is not to force confidence, it is to create clarity. Start with one small action that proves to you that you are still moving. Momentum does not come from thinking more, it comes from doing one honest step at a time.
Right. Because see, definitely आपके माइंड में ये सब कुछ भरता रहेगा तो it will be a blast one day.
Yeah. So the first thing is, first believe yourself, and and be true to yourself. If you say, from tomorrow I will start walking, you do that. If from tomorrow I'll start studying for 1 hour, you do that. If you don't do that, then how will, when you don't have confidence in you, how can you do anything?
Right.
Right? Yeah, so start showing up. Whatever you think, even a small thing is fine. Don't compare with anyone. Compare it with yourself. Okay, so others might go for 1 hour walk, 1 hour of studies, like the whole day they might be studying. That's okay. Don't compete with anyone. Compete with yourself and trust yourself. Small things, whatever, even it's a small step, one step is fine.
Perfect. So, ma'am, let's do one rapid fire round.
Yeah,
Okay? Yeah. So it's morning routine or night routine?
morning.
One word that defines you.
Um, Confident, energetic. I can give you more.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, yeah. Consistency, consistent. Yeah,
Mountains or
yeah.
beaches?
Uh, Mountains,
Discipline or motivation?
discipline.
Favorite book on self growth?
There are so many. Um, I don't remember now. Pass.
Okay.
Yeah.
One habit that changed your life?
Um, Being disciplined.
And consistency, I believe so.
Yeah, and this and consistency. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Coffee or green tea?
Green tea.
Green tea. Silence or music?
Music and also silence. Sometimes when I'm meditating, I need silence. When I am in a party mode, I need music.
Music, right.
Both.
One advice for stronger relationships?
Um, Understand each other. You know, instead of instead of changing others, change yourself. You know, and don't treat a partner as like they have to change, or or as a competent or something. Treat them as an equal. Like, if you want some change in someone, try to change yourself first and see that, then
Yes.
definitely everything will go perfect.
Success or peace?
Peace.
Oh,
When you have peace, success will follow you.
definitely. So, how can people approach you directly for your services? What are the platforms wherever you are?
I'm on the Zoom. I can take one-to-one session on Zoom. I'm on Instagram. My Instagram handle is Get Set with Sujata, and the same as Facebook. I'm on Facebook, Instagram also. Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. It was really incredible conversation with you, ma'am. And
Thank you,
डेफिनेटली
Anshul. Thank
एपिसोड
you so much.
रिलीज होते ही लिंक शेयर कर दिया जाएगा एंड लिंक्स के नीचे ही आपके लिंक्स हम शेयर कर देंगे सो दैट व्यूअर्स कैन कनेक्ट टू यू ओके सो स्टे
Thank
ट्यून्ड
you.
थैंक यू वेरी मच Thank you.
Thank you, Anchal. Thank you so much. Yeah,
Thank you.
bye.